All right. It looks like everything works. Good evening, everybody. This is Overhaul. I'm joined here by two others, whichever of you wants to go first. Two Canadians.
My name is CD Lime, or that's my handle, CD Lime. I'm participating, but also doing some commentary tonight for you guys.
I'm not actually here.
And Keto, of course, the MVP of Close the Distance. Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. We're back with the Monday Carnival, our Guilty Gear Strive PC bracket for North America, at least continental North America. We haven't had any Alaskan players trying to join us just yet. We have a pretty decent bracket tonight. I actually want to take a moment to say, hey, thank you. You know, we do this as a little hobby, we kind of maybe underrate how much people like these events. And I even said to myself, I can't believe people like these events. And then, 20 plus people signed up for our comeback event. So it does mean a lot to us. We really do appreciate it. We are getting some matches set for you soon. I also have a cool little Steam Deck here, so I can do stuff like this. So I don't know if you can, you probably can't see it through Discord line, but if you look at the stream, Yango is a little bit late coming home from work, so I had to do some last second adjustments. You can also notice our sick, nasty new stream overlays made by another Canadian, Johnny Worms. Thank you again, Mr. Worms, for your hard work. Design our sick new logo and these overlays, which are Guilty Gear themed. When we have Street Fighter V later this month, there'll be an appropriate one for that too. This also means I can do this. Hey, there we go. So this is our bracket for tonight. 21 players, very respectable. A lot of good players from both the US and Canada here. We also have a Matcherino, shocker. In fact, I'm going to test this right now. Hey, wait, does this pull the current one?
It should be. I changed it the other day.
Oh, that's no fair. I wanted to be surprised. Yes, so if you type in ! Matcherino in the chat, it will pull up the website. If you click on the free code, 25 cents adds to the pot. We did already reach the top 2 payout for tonight. We're going to try and reach that a little bit more consistently this year, or make it easier to reach that. But we can somehow hit 50, top 3 get paid out. So if you're enjoying the stream, if you're watching the stream, we would really hope that you at least hit claim code. But if you're really enjoying it and it's in your means, and you want to throw some money at the players, all of it goes to them, none of it goes to the TOs or anything. We just do this for fun. It's strictly like, hey, for the players to come up and compete and show up. So I already see a few people clicking buttons. I appreciate that. So let's go back here for a second. So I think we have a match coming up. Let me go around here. So I believe we have Infahim and a newcomer, Drakon. Do we get confirmation that Drakon also wants to play?
Yes, they are both good.
Okay. Stay. Did we share the code with them as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it was... Did you not... I'll send it to them.
Here, I'll pin your message and perhaps have an additional extraneous pin. Okay. 8 minutes. Oh no, Corn Curator hasn't played on PC in a while. They have to update. They have to make Nagoriyuki even stronger for themselves. But no.
I mean, look, some would argue, maybe
Whoa.
myself.
I thought I turned off Vibrate. I'm sorry, Limes, go ahead.
Oh, no worries. I was just going to say they are getting a primo update, personally, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Huh.
Oh, you know what? So, as a quick... I'm going to try and fix this if I can, but Damn. So this is all my fault. So Yango said they couldn't make it the last second. I offered to stream, and I have everything set up except for names and scores. So we're going to have to just kind of manually keep track of scores for tonight. This shouldn't be a problem going forward. But that should be it. What's up, big boy for Carnival time? Thank you, we appreciate that. And thank you for the like $5 you put in earlier. With that, let me go ahead and get. Oh no, not that. How do these buttons work? How do these lobbies work?
I was gonna say the lobby has solid delay, so don't worry if it takes a second or two.
In fact, can I switch sides? First 3. We're all good. Players can start whenever they like. In fact,
The stream is still on the.
no, I'm gonna switch it once the match starts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't worry, we thought of these things. Here. All right, here we go. Am I not spectating? No, I hit spectate.
We have the proof. I saw you do it.
No.
It happened.
Oh yeah, you saw me. You know what? Because I had to
it.
pause and switch it to first to 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If it not
Love these Strive lobbies.
well, here at least just to show. Okay. Doesn't want to catch. No, it's just a massive black screen. This is going really great for our first night back. There it is. Okay, so we can see the life bars going down. Too bad, due to how it works, I can't tell who Drakon is playing. We know that.
I believe I saw they had it looked like Eno before, so this should be Nagoriyuki versus Eno right now. Yeah.
Imfahim, I think, has been a day one Nagoriyuki main. I actually really like how their avatar looks too.
I've run into them a handful of times in tournament, and yeah, they are definitely they've been playing Nagoriyuki for a bit here. I know I've talked to another one of our competitors tonight, Kiefer, a bunch about just kind of general matchups, and I think my guess is that this is probably a rough one for Eno, but if she can get the knockdown, like Nagoriyuki's reversal options are pretty limited.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those matchups where Nagoriyuki wants to, it's like once you're knocked down, that's kind of it. You shouldn't worry about defending against something you can't really defend against.
Yeah, well, and it's going to go quick either way, right? Like Nagoriyuki, if he gets a hit, he's just going to steamroll your health bar so quickly, right? But exactly right. So I think this will be my guess is, if this goes back and forth, it's going to be pretty heavy swings back and forth when it does.
Here, let's see if we can get them to pop out for a second. Nope, they're going. Well, you know what? It's been like 2 months, I think. We actually had a couple of events in the meantime. We had Frosties, we had Arc Revo, North America, and Limes. You made top 8 for Arc Revo, didn't you? I'm not trying to gas you up with that.
I mean, look, I ain't gonna say no to the compliment, but it was 2 of our Winnipeg guys made it. Myself and a fellow named B Meister. He plays primarily on console, but he's another really strong local guy from our scene here. That was it was a cool experience. I will say, I think I did not have necessarily the most difficult time through bracket. There was a fair amount of DQs along the way.
If you want to talk about DQs, we should talk about Frosties after this.
I can only imagine a bigger tournament.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Veggies, and I believe Ian does his Dirty's account. No, it's good to hear back from both of you. It's good to be back. Having the same old stream foibles, but so I believe, just real quick, I believe Drakon took the first game, and they're not going to the third round of the second game. Just keeping track here. In fact, you know what? Maybe I should just mess with that while we're waiting.
Yeah. Well, and like I was saying before here, right? Like, it's going to be big swings, and I think we can only parse so much information, but from what I'm seeing, it feels like that's kind of falling in line with that, right? It's Fahim I believe he lost the first 2 rounds quick, but now we're seeing watching the health bar here, it's big chunks at a time, and I think that's kind of what we should continue to expect with the set, is just those heavy swings, and then maybe if we get a game 5 or something like that, well, I bet you we'll see a lot more patient play.
I was going to say,
we're so scared.
So one major change we made to the bracket is it's 3 out of 5 the entire way through. Because of events like Arc Revo and Frosty switching to 3 out of 5. I know that was like a huge debate for a long time when the game launched. It's like, hey, damage is really high, it's very swingy, or it feels very swingy. Should we go to 3 out of 5 for the time being, or will people kind of figure out defense? And it's people get melted in this game still.
Yeah.
Gold Lewis, the DLC melts you, Gold Lewis melts you, Happy Chaos blows you apart. Even Jacko can like overwhelm you after a time, and even Baiken too does big damage in chunks. We can talk about her later.
Yeah, well,
so this having to spectate will take even longer because we told them, hey, 3 out of 5 is a-okay. So we're gonna go from there.
So sorry, gentlemen, I'm gonna quickly dip. It looks like my first match is ready, so I'm gonna.
No, go ahead. We appreciate it. I'll talk about Frosties at length for because there's a lot to say. I talked about this on Twitter as well. Pull the stream back up. Frosties was interesting because coming into it, I have a lot of feelings about Frosties. Frostines 2020 was the first event that was not like a local event where I intentionally signed up to run a bunch of brackets. I know people who have been watching us for a couple years now. God, that sounds so weird to say. Man, this whole COVID thing sucks. Anyway, people have watched us for a couple years. Like, we can run these brackets. Maybe not as good as some other people, but we can definitely like quickly and efficiently get through a bracket. But my first time actually doing brackets at an event was Frosties 2020. I like challenged myself to do a bunch of them, and I always really appreciated that event. Like it meant a lot to me. And so because of when Frosties was happening, like maybe not at the peak of Omicron, but like kind of after stuff had peaked, but still not maybe the safest time to travel. I personally felt like I wanted to go to the event to make sure it ran, like the event was a success. And there was a lot of like anxiety with that, both because of I want the event to succeed, but also because I don't want to get COVID. And I want to give a shout out to people who like aren't fortunate enough like me to like work from home or have like their own car and they can just like mask up and go to a grocery store and like that's the only time of the week you go out. For a podcast stream. Thank you, Veggie. And like also the good news is that whoever wins this will see it right here in just a moment. And so I took a lot of precautions. I like even with locals starting to come back in the area here in Minneapolis, there were a few that actually popped up. And I like even though that was happening, I like intentionally did not go. I wanted to make sure I was not either exposing myself or exposing others if I was asymptomatic. I shelled out for some N95 masks. N95s are just like they're a mask that you can wear that has a very good filtration system and is meant to like make a vacuum around your mouth so it's much harder for you to breathe in or breathe out droplets, like particulates in your breath that could carry COVID. And I also got like I bought like antibacterial wipes I had not been using, but I also got like like hand sanitizer and stuff like that. And I coordinated with the roommates. We're like, hey, until everyone tests negative, because you had to test negative before the event to actually get your pass, as well as having vaccination status, which I know that was kind of like a last second requirement people were asked of, which a lot of people a lot of people cancel their plans just over that. But I get there. Airport was mostly fine. There was a couple jackasses who like didn't cover their nose. You have to cover your nose. If air can come out of your nose, COVID can come out of it too, or come into it. But the airplane went fine. It's a super short flight from Minneapolis to Chicago. Mass was fine the whole weekend. I felt really safe at Frosties, to the point where I really hope Combo Breaker, when ostensibly Combo Breaker is announced in a few weeks, that they're like, you have to have a negative test 48 hours before the event, and you have to be vaccinated. You have to have proof of vaccination. Because knowing that made it a lot easier to kind of walk around and not be afraid of getting infected. I could kind of relax. I didn't have that anxiety of like, oh man, I'm surrounded by crowds of people. It honestly felt like the last 2 years had not happened, which is maybe the weirdest thing to say. But yeah, no, Frosties was really great. The other thing too, I kind of mentioned this, it kind of felt like I and a lot of other people were going to make sure the event could run. Like I know Tubaware talked about this on Ultra Chin TV, that like they a lot of people who for good reason had to cancel, or they just wanted to play it safe. And I was almost worried, like, oh hey, shout out to Dracon for getting the winners, and thank you for everyone who put up with having to spectate like this for a bit. I was shocked by how many people I ran into at Frosties that had never been to an event before, period. They had gotten into fighting games over the course of the last 2 years, and they were like, "Hey, this is like close to me. I'm going to go attend to it." One person in particular I want to shout out is Sybil, who is a very talented young woman from the Florida Smash scene, who came to Frosties as the game lead for Strive, made sure Strive ran well the whole weekend. I did not see her outside of the main ballroom for like 3 days. Strive ran really well. It was her first big event outside of the state of Florida. There was a young guy I talked to who was a staff member who had like just started playing Street Fighter, and he plays on PC with like a Switch Pro controller. Like I was just shocked at all the young blood that was there at Frosty's too. It made me feel really good about like the future of like the FGC in general. But anyway, enough of that shit. Who do we have next, Keto? I'm sorry.
So next we'll have Starks versus Flowerman. We're just Starks, just waiting for Starks.
Flowerman is waiting for Starks? Whoa! You turn that off.
Yeah.
Okay. Dragons here. Friggle Snart. Solo Airbnb 5 minutes away. Venue was hella nice. Yeah, I like the venue. Like the weird thing too is like if you didn't think about COVID being a thing and people were just wearing masks to wear masks, it felt like a regular like FGC weekend. In fact, I felt really awful that I couldn't stay for the third day because I felt like 2 days or 2.5 days like was not good enough. Relay Combo Breaker is the same. CEO Florida Man is spooky. CEO at least like apparently like it could have been better. I know a lot of people gave the event crap for like being a little lax on masks. Frosties, in fact, this is something that should be said. Like the security people for the event, like they kicked ass all weekend. They were super on point. It was a 24-hour like venue for some spots. They were very, very diligent. There was one instance of a person who would not cover their mask or was very inconsistent about their mask, and us bracket runners, we had to say like, hey, can we ask people to cover their mouth and stuff when we got permission, and like people were doing a good job of like, just kind of checking on other people, like, hey, come on, like we want to be here next year, don't keep this thing going.
Mankind
just
knew
cover
that
your
they
mouth.
cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on
Chris
themselves,
Flowerman. Wait, what did Marvin call himself, man? I just got it, goddamn.
heaven or
Now I know that Flowerman, aka Marvin, has been working on Ramblefall recently. Traditionally a Anji and Milia player, but very recently has been like, I think this is my character. Because they play characters like Fairy and Nine in other games, like with big space control and some mix. So I'm kind of curious to see how they show it off here. Stark showing off. So. Yeah, the main gatekeeper guy, gray-haired dude. I didn't catch everything, but I always thank them when I walk by. If Combo Breaker is anything like that, I would say I'm like I have no concerns with going to Combo Breaker this year. I might even fly again, which I was super. Yo, what a burst to avoid the super, but 5K gets the win.
Hello, gentlemen. I've returned.
Who's who? So Flowerman is the Ramlethal player. Starks is the Soul player. I should mention too. I mentioned this earlier. Due to like the elastic nature of me streaming this, I don't have the nameplate set up. That will not be a problem for future events. I don't want to screw with it too much right now, just in case. Everything else will be fine. Oh, good 6P blows up the poke. Flowerman keeping the corner pressure. There's the sword. And with the wall stick, there it is.
Are we playing Ramlethal?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So, Lime, are you in like the Midwest like Arc system, like the Callisto's Discord?
mankind.
I am not. Well, I might be in close. Honestly, I'm in a million Discords, but I know
fair.
Flowerman very specifically because during first year of pandemic, I was hardcore into Granblue, and Flowerman.
And Flowerman changed that.
Is like I personally I played Lancelot, so I love that matchup. But Flowerman is like for those which like maybe is like easily the best very NA at this point, in my personal opinion.
Yes.
Anyways.
Flowerman is a terror of the
Incredible.
Chicago Gone Blue scene.
Yeah.
I believe
Yes.
I've won Roundhouse with Fairy as well.
Yeah. That's not surprising here. Just like crazy play with Fairy. So, and I remember the last time I saw Flowerman play, I think they were picking Leah, which a switch from Millia makes sense, but it's still just personally, I always feel a little weird seeing somebody with a new character. I'm like, oh no, they changed.
They were talking about, and it sounds like they're very happy with Ram. Or Ram might be that, sometimes you just take a while to find your footing in a game, like the character you actually want to play.
Nope, totally.
They were using Anji, I think, at first, and then switched to Millia, Milcha. And then, I had not heard about Leo. That's actually new to me, or unless I misheard it or something. But when they finally said they were playing Ram, I was like, well, yeah, I didn't say this, but other people were kind of saying it's like, yeah, you play like the characters that control that range really well, and then we'll mix you up afterwards. So like Nine and I think Hilda in BB Tag, which they made top 8. No, I think they made second at Frosties.
Nice. Yeah, that's all not surprising to hear for sure. Because again, having been around their play for a long enough time, like you were dead on with like the scourge of the Chicago scene is totally makes sense to me.
So I don't think that was 3. Again, this is my fault. I don't have the nameplate set up. I have everything else set up, which is why I can do this. For anyone wondering, this is Limes I'm chatting with. Though I believe Yanga will be here later. Yeah, Pinecone, that 5K is doing a lot of work.
Her 5K is really strong. I think she definitely has one of the better 5Ks. I've learned a little bit with this character at one point when I was upset at Giovanna. And I think she is... I think I would echo a lot of the sentiment. Like she controls so many different distances. Feels very easily. The only downside being that she needs space or really high level execution to confirm consistently.
Yeah, I should say too. When I laugh there, I'm laughing at myself for having the opposite reaction, which is Ram Lethal and Neverithia are probably the 2 strongest characters in this game right now. I don't think that's much of a controversial statement. I found myself kind of being like not interested with Neverithia as time went on, and Baiken dropped, who I did not think I would like. Because I assumed she would be like this really execution-heavy weirdo character. And then she's almost, this is going to sound really weird, she feels like Guilty Gear Chun-Li, almost.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it makes sense, to a degree, right? Where you're like, she just is, that controls that mid-space so well with both. And really heavily confirmed. We're not seeing it right now, unfortunately, but that's because, Chip's doing his thing. But even right now, as the Chip player, I would be worried about going because if you see here that far slash heavy slash, been locking down that distance, 2K to catch the to interrupt the approach. She's just locking down the mid screen until she puts you into the corner, and there you go. That's the round. That's the round. That's what really good self play looks like. She just bullies you to the corner because she has better pokes, and then once you're in the corner, the threat of 80% is now on the table for her.
Yeah, and you can't really burst her combos. Her damage is really wild. She has one of the best reversals in the game, especially against Chip. If you catch the Gamma Blade, you will just one-shot Chip. Veggie, she might not be a weird character, but you're definitely still a weirdo for playing her. I say as I have the biking icon on my profile. No, it's and it's weird. It's almost like her jump S where she does the big chain. That to me reminds me a lot of Chun. This is gonna sound weird, Chun stand heavy punch. Of if you just harass people at the range for it, it's. 6P exists in this game, so you can't get away with it forever, but kind of that same feeling of it's really hard to discourage her from doing that and punishing her for it as well. And then also Yozansen, which has the best KO sound effect in the game. She's like, Yozan, and then nothing for 5 seconds.
Cool. Actually, it looks like I'm going to be playing on stream here next, so I'm going to dip out once more. So be back in a bit.
I mean, if you want to,
commentate my match,
Bronson Tran, Bronson Tran at NCR or whatever is just shit talking his opponent live on the mic. Wait, whatever you're comfortable with. Like, hey, I'll chat over for a bit.
Give it a match. We'll see. But I will, for this result, I am going to step off the commentary here and get in the.
No, hey, we appreciate it.
Oh, I will be back.
Sure. Right. What for everyone else? Like, yeah, what's your opinion of Baiken? I was like extremely pleasantly surprised to see her move list was like, one, like 5 or 6 special moves, and 2, they're almost universally like quarter circle motions and like the single half circle is Kabari. Even her supers are like quarter circles, forward or back as well. I like that she just has a gun. Leaves you plus on block. She had a gun in Exile, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, they gave her a gun. It's like, no, she just uses it differently now. One of her counter follow-ups was she shot the gun at you. Whoa. Alright, I'm gonna turn that off. That's annoying. Akito, who do we have next?
So next will be CD Lime and Frigglesnart in winners round 3.
I gotcha. In fact, why don't we wait? Let's maybe switch over to... Well, one, the Matcherino. So again, if you're in chat and you type !Matcherino, it'll pull up a link to this. Hitting claim code will add 25 cents to the pot for free. It all goes to the players. If we somehow hit $50, top 3 gets paid out. But if not, top 2 gets paid out. I totally forgot to switch the names of these things around. Okay, so this match is for top 8, it looks like?
Yeah.
Okay. So far, winners include Chit Damage Kiefer, one of the stronger players in the Winnipeg scene, Flowerman, Pugs, Pinecone, Lime, and Frigglesnart, which we're about to play right now.
Mankind knew that they cannot change
I feel that in Mancy, and I know that's been like a common complaint about characters in Strive, is that generally they lose moves. What I will say is, like, Bike in particular felt like she really had a lot of moves and was really complicated. And a lot of people have kind of made the point that, like, they make this character that is, like, very popular, has a lot of appeal. Not, obviously, like, the sex appeal design that they continue to crank up. But also, like, people just think she's cool. She's a one-armed samurai, missing an eye. She's, like, very vibrant and pink. And she has a lot of cool moves. People who just like defensive playstyles, too, with counters and stuff. And then, like, part of your core play is, like, doing a TK, DP motion and stuff. I don't know. And at the same time, you have this tether that is, like, extremely wild. Almost as wild as this combo here by Frigglesnart. May is still a menace in this game, it looks like. I don't know if that was on a reaction, but it's going to punish the dust. That looked like it could have been a rough round for Lime, but at the end, they take the win and they still have their burst. 2S. Big DP. That's for us on the corner, moving things back. Two dog. Pressure hit from Limes. Big counter hit. Oh, big counter hit. Uses burst to maintain the corner. Doesn't confirm the super though. This is not too good. But not much of a punish there. In fact, start getting punished for their aggression after the fact. Yo, Shanrap here for Frigglesnart. The first game goes to Lime. So, again, for anyone tuning in, there was a mix-up on my part. I had to stream at the last second. We don't have the nameplate set. Everything else is set up, we just don't have the like player names and stuff. We're keeping track. CD Lime, as you can see, is the Giovanna player. They're up 1-0 right now with the Frigglesnart, the major. Yeah, I think the other thing too with Baiken is, like, she's been completely different in every single version built to gear. So I think you can almost forgive her being, hey, she was an alpha counter character in the XX series. She was a weird, like, press 2 buttons to counter high or low. She almost had, like, a multi-blood shield in Exar That's just me using like a current game to compare it to. I know it's not exactly the same. And now she's like a weird neutral control character with like a Colby. Type avocado in the chat if you're having a good time. Slide dashing gets the win. Lime is now up 2-0. Can they close it out 3-0? Move into winners top 8.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Counter hit goes into overhead kiss. Some corner push. Mash 5P, get out. Good air to air. Like the movement there by Lime to get out. Corner. Blocks the gold burst. Punish. Break the wall. A lot of meter back to Geo as well. Side switch. Expecting burst, but doesn't bite just yet. Mash. Oh, doesn't get the follow-up. There's the burst. Are we gonna see it? No, okay, Lime wisely holds on to their burst going into the last round. Sorry, the next round. Late DP hit. Doesn't get the wall stick. Maintains score position at least. You see a lot of Giovanna players, they'll whiff that DP just because it recovers fairly quickly and it has a humongous hurt box. I believe upper body invincible for the most part. Gets conversion there. So in neutral, if another player is like trying to like poke at the Giovanna player, they can buffer that and kind of catch them. It's like a weird poke trap or counter poke effect. Using those dash kicks. Juggle, wall stick. Drive. Strong position here by Lime going into this round. We'll take. What would this be? Is that 2 or 3-0? I guess we'll see in just a second.
I believe that was 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, if it kicks him off the cap, we'll find out. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so 3-0 there. Hey, good stuff, Line. I always remember the time Frigglesnart used his Lambo to come save me and 15 puppies from a house fire. Grade 2 didn't even remember a game name. Vouch. Man, Lime, how could you do that to such a nice person?
That's, you know, you need to know this world is full of bad people. And I'm apparently one of them.
I guess we'll have to accept the answer. The weak are food for the strong. No, I'm not calling Frigglesnart weak. I had to win a few matches to even get to this point, so...
So I spent a lot of time practicing it. That character is such a little beat still. Like, I know they took a lot from her in the patch, and I think she's definitely worse overall, but like scarier.
You mean May specifically?
Yeah, May specifically.
Okay,
yeah, May specifically. No, totally. But like, yeah, like I think she is somehow scarier just by getting weaker, in my opinion. Like it is. I don't like fighting that character in bracket, like regardless of who the player is. So I always feel like I need to be extra ready to fight that character.
I had a really bad experience early on. Also, this is going to be Pinecone, a Resident Ram user, versus Dirty, one of our very strong, consistent, and scary Potemkin players. Yeah, I had a really bad experience playing Strive early on, where I ran into a Mei that would just do super jump, jump 2H. And I was very early on with Nago, who only has the command dash to move around and like could not anti-air it all day. I was like, serious everything bad's happened to it. No.
Yeah. Well, and like that's the thing is, I think a lot of her stuff is very knowledge checky. Like you should really know what your round start is against her. You should know what like your buttons, how they generally interact. Like if you don't, you're gonna get caught in those exact situations where you're like, I don't know where to press, and now she's just on me forever.
Yeah. And I know, this is gonna be a reduction of the character who's not even on screen, so we shouldn't talk about her for too long. But there was definitely this feeling that like. You didn't have to like think about your options too much on offense as Mei, because a lot of your stuff just kind of did what you other stuff. So now that like, hey, you actually can 6P Dolphin over time, you have to vary it up as the main player. But anyway, the Course Crusher here by Pinecone.
I was gonna say very strong start from Pinecone, and like they had a bit of a drop there, but they
Very prickly opponent.
okay.
Okay, let's stop. Big counter hit.
Ooh, yeah.
Fireworks.
That's automatic. Yeah.
I'm also not going to acknowledge Rogue Dragoon trying to force another copy pasta, as they want to do.
So I will say this matchup feels like if you can whiff punish Potemkin in that mid-screen range, like at that bar slash range, like this matchup is a lot easier. And if you can't do that very well, like this matchup's extremely difficult. I personally am of the belief that like this is, because of that exact reason, this is one of Geo's best matchups, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's strong for Ram in very similar ways where, yeah, like Potemkin is going to struggle to defend against this, and if Dirty's not on his neutral game, this is going to get out of hand really quick.
Having blocked Ramlethal when she has that meter to make her series safe is like so scary, because it's like, are they going to commit to the third hit? Are they gonna... Yeah, like that. So Pinecone went for it right there.
Well, and I don't know how strong Pinecone's execution is too, but if Pinecone can start mixing in the Rekka cancels on top of everything else, like that's so scary. It gets so difficult the moment Ram can show you that they can do that stuff.
You mentioned Giovanna too as like a real punisher. Yeah, that one buff they gave her where she can like cancel her dashes, or she has like more sliding on her normals when she comes out of the dash.
She can cancel a dash as early as frame 2, which is pretty powerful. It is pretty changed. It's just like, again, like, you know, that change feels like they were trying to get Giovanna in a certain specific place. I feel very similarly about the Ram Rekka change too. Like, it's extremely powerful, but it also makes her feel like a much more cohesive character. And like, as you watch Rams when they are pressuring with the Rekka, like it's really cool, but it also kind of, you're like, oh yes, this is how this character should be played.
Yeah, I know people have a lot of grief over like the last patch where like it kind of reminds me this like an obscure thing. I don't know if you played much Street Fighter, but the 3.5 patch for Street Fighter, where they like, that's where like Zeku could like start changes. Alex became like a real, like his feature to became like a real character status. All this other stuff. But then they also made Cammy like the number one character in the game to like be undisputed. Like she took up the next 3 spots by herself. Where it's like, yeah, they like made Giovanna have like this cool whip punch stuff and like all this thing, and then Nagori Yuki got like all his blood back on his combos, so you can just get 0 blood every time if you want it. And Ramlethal has like buffs no one asked for, among other things.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, fireballs are more real now, and all this other stuff. It's like,
I will say there's been some nice, while we were going through that, there was some nice confirming from Pinecone here. I'm really liking the combo choices a lot of these times they're making here. But yeah, I like it. I don't know. For me personally, nice, good way to close out the round. I really like this patch, and I think for me personally, and everybody's gonna be a little bit different, but for me personally, this felt like the patch where they kind of took the training wheels off of a lot of characters.
Yeah, I think they also opened up like the jump cancels with certain units too, and also air gatlings too.
And that's sort of what I mean, is that they gave everybody like really nice, good pop buster. They gave everybody really strong universal options, but as a result, they made their specific stuff either tougher or necessarily usable in the same ways as it was before, right? To try to just like nudge people towards this idea of like, okay, this is what the game is going to look like over the long term, right?
Yeah.
And that's and I think for me personally, like I really like direction, and again,
because it felt like, because of the system mechanics as a whole were kind of nerfed from XR, that individual character strength stood out more, and that made a bigger difference on material. So you had a character like Soul that was just so inherently good that like the system mechanics almost didn't benefit them as much because they were so inherently good as a character. Now it's
already have everything.
Yeah, they could do everything. They had everything. Now it's like, okay, more characters have more stuff, and they're toned down as well. So.
And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think it's a level of depth I really appreciate. But we're seeing a bit of that here right now with Pinecone. They are definitely like they are keeping some clutch neutral here. I'm really appreciating this play right now. Yeah, this is a good combo. We're gonna get a wall break. That's gonna be so much damage, and it's meter bonus.
It just occurred to me that like we're on like the gray snowy stage, and we have the gray Ramifal and the gray I'm reminded a very dark Lewis Black joke where it was something like I would slit my wrist just to see some damn color after all those snow. But no, it's still a very colorful game even with that.
Excellent.
For the troubles.
Yeah, again, like there is, and this is something that Potemkin and all the Tval characters will struggle with, and it's happened a couple times in this set. Ram Upsword, when you're kind of close to the corner, will clip the top of standing Potemkin and Gold Lewis into Gorayuki. And so if you see here, like Pinecone has been clipping Dirty a lot of times where it looks like he's probably even trying to do something. But Pinecone's thrown H-Sword out there and gets a count, like gets a full confirm off of it. Not so much here.
I like how I appreciate the analysis of like Pinecone's careful neutral, and then Dirty just gets the.
And then yeah, exactly. And then Potemkin goes in. And you're like, all right, well, there goes that.
Next round. I believe it's 1-1 right now.
Nice. I will say Dirty has been really good with that, with the flicks against the sword in the corner there too.
Yes.
That is really clean.
Using his character's high guts and defense to like, take those chances.
Well, you have to fix this round. Like she will leave gaps. This is good, big damage. Like she will leave gaps for you, but if you don't know where they are, it'll seem like it's just infinite pressure. And they're there, but like you need to do the homework sometimes. Like Dirty clearly has spent some time thinking about like how to beat that setup. Unfortunately, taking swords to the face, sometimes we also just take 60. Set out.
Watching it blow up with the swords, like, oh, good thing he has burst here. Good blow.
Oh my gosh, this is potentially still really good for Dirty. You can swing a round if you get lucky, but unfortunately, Pinecone was on it and got the corner and got the win.
Wait, was that? Wow, was that the 3?
Yep.
Went by so quickly. I almost didn't
Pinecone was on it.
Pinecone bagging probably one of the bigger wins you could get in this bracket against Dirty, which is unfortunate because Dirty exists to like be the person no one wants to run into.
I'm gonna say he gets to terrorize losers bracket.
Yeah. Speaking of which, really quick, so let's switch back for just a second. Yeah, so we do have the bracket up. So right now, our winners top 8 looks like Kiefer and Flowerman, and then my lovely co-host and Pinecone in a minute. So we'll probably start with Kiefer and Flowerman.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this.
Okay. How Losers Do is looking okay? Everything's progressing?
It's going.
It's well, if we have to show some of Losers top 8, it's not the worst thing. Again, we were just trying to be mindful of, hey, every single match is best 3 out of 5. We don't want to keep people here too long. We just want to give people we want people to have like a good time. Real quick, because it's been a while, and I'm feeling like that obsessive compulsive need to talk about it. We have a Matcherino tonight. So if you type !Matcherino in the chat, and I'll do that right now just to prove the point.
Get paid.
Yeah.
I want to get paid.
Pay the players. We're starting before I'm ready. Anyway, click claim code. Help pay the players. They all Lime will get paid for their work tonight if they do well enough.
If I do well.
If. But no, the TOs we do it for our ninjas. So how about the players?
This is by the way, I'm super excited for this match. Kiefer, I have played a bunch.
Who is Kiefer playing? If you could tell us.
He is also a former villain, but he's playing Eno right now. And then Flowerman has.
That's right. They did play Milia.
Yeah, they both played Milia. They both have clearly swapped, but in different directions here. I will say, Kiefer is definitely one of the stronger Enos I personally know. He is a monster for something that I like to think I do well too, of just stealing tech. he is one of the best guys for like watching a player replicating that play to a T and just building a really, really solid game plan. So you're going to see here like a lot of Kiefer's
reaction. Sorry, I just wanted to
no worries.
appreciate that. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say you're gonna see a lot of good Oki from Kiefer, but you're gonna see a lot of good Oki from Flowerman too, right? Like they just got hit with the 2K there and have the wall break. Like this is what this matchup's gonna look like. I think is a lot of that.
I'm actually a little terrified because Marvin is like obviously good, has good fundamentals across. Like they get top 8s at different events in different like anime fighters, and now they found a character that might actually fit their personal play style. So,
well, and
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, all good. All I was gonna say is also very strong. You know, is a complement to those skills they've built up to this point, right? Like I think. I believe this to be true for both these players, that something was lost when they were playing Milia that I think they have found in other characters. Like, as we're seeing this right now, like, Kiefer is perfect. He missed the punish, but, like, his reads are on point right now, and then, just like that, Flowerman grabs him, and, like, the whole situation's flipped again. Like, these two clearly know a lot about this game, and it shows.
I want to talk for a second here, is that what we just saw Flowerman do to win that was just poke, neutral control, strike, throw. And I think it compares, interestingly, with, like, Pinecone, who we just watched, much more aggressive and going for, like, the rack of pressure and just, and trying to mix up that sort of thing. But, like, this is why it gets to where, like, Marvin will win games off just, like, good neutral control into a poke and then, like, an advantageous situation. The other thing I was going to say is, like, it makes sense to me that if you're a Milia player and you want to start... I don't want to say, like, just start winning more, because that feels super unfair. But, like, I do feel like Ino and Milia, when the game dropped, it was like, Milia has the better mix, but her neutral is much harder, whereas Ino... her neutral is much stronger because she can I'm just going to stroke the big tree to get in, or I'm going to just throw out note and just like get in, or I'm going to, or like I just dash at you and you have to hold the mix up. And it's one of those things where like if you're someone who is looking for better tournament success, you should consider how easy it is for your character to just operate. Which is not to say play easy characters, but just like you have a much greater margin for mistakes. And as the buffs have played out, Ino's neutral got better, but also her Oki got a lot better as well. So it doesn't shock me at all that Ino is like one of the best characters in this game right now, and is a terror to fight against.
I don't think it's wrong for good players to be like, I want a character that, again, will complement the skills I put in, right? Like, and I think, Scourge, like, for loyalist by any means, but for me personally, I am a believer of you should pick a character that won't, that you will enjoy and won't, part of enjoying is making sure that you can play the game in all aspects, right? So, and that's, again, these two players have clearly found much more comfortable fits for what they want to do.
Oh, yeah. You're speaking to someone who was like, other than maybe unless I fight like a Rainfall or a Potemkin in bracket, I'd probably just have more fun playing Viking, who might actually be very good in terms of like tier placement. But a lot of people just say Nagoriyuki's the number one character in this game. So I definitely feel so.
We are, I believe we are 2-0 for Flowerman right now. So Kiefer's got some climbing to do, but they've all been close rounds. So I truly believe that this is still very much possible here for Kiefer. He's doing a lot of, I think he's being much better now about his neutral. Like just there, using
he's trying to blow up the slash buttons. Go ahead.
Well, no. What I was just going to say is that is important. You need to establish to Ramlethal that 6P is a threat that you are going to show them. Because if you don't, they'll run all over. Because now that Kiefer's starting to show that, I won't be surprised that he'll be able to get away with more dashing and neutral and more stroke. Like, he should have more options open. And he's being done a bit more for that example.
No, I agree. Because earlier on we saw stroke was being thrown out of pretty consistently by Flowerman. Now it's like you have more options to think about.
Well, and just like he's trying to Kiefer rather is trying to control the flow of the match much better.
I was hopping
because
like
he's
Ultra Instinct Goku there for a second of like hop throw.
But you stand your ground against this character, and that's the sort of stuff that opens up for you, right? Like you cannot let her bully you. If she bullies you, she's gonna take everything, right? And that's, Kiefer starts pushing back in neutral, and that's the game, right? Like that's his first win of the set.
Right? Yeah. So now
Exactly.
still 2-1 in Flowerman's favor, but that run start.
That's very nice start against Stroke.
Aggressive burst. Can't block forever. And Ino was cornered for that too. Oh, good blocks, but yeah, if you're there, you have to like just defend it to get a punch.
Yeah, and this is the thing that Kiefer's doing really well right now, though, is he's just kind of hiding all of his safe jumps. Like everything looks different than the last setup, and it is totally putting Flowerman on the back heel again. Like even if Kiefer loses this round start, he's back in. He's got the pressure going. He is controlling the flow of the match right now, and that is so important.
Almost as quickly as it was 2-0 against them. Now about to tie it up. Well, I think we had to finish this round first, but still.
This is what what these momentum swings look like, especially in a matchup like this. Is that it's just gonna once it flips, once you lose that momentum, it's so hard to scrape any of it back because your opponent is just gonna start. And Kiefer is rolling right now.
I was wondering for a second if there was a chance we would see a character change, but no. Flowerman sticks with Ram.
I don't think Millie is a good choice in this matchup either. Personally, I think that would be it would be rough.
2K2B.
Nice. Here we go. And this is again. How long can you block? Do you know where you can push your limits? So good. Okay. That's ball break.
Kiefer's on the verge of taking the lead in the set for the first time and does so. I'm sorry, I cut you off again.
No, it's all right. This is like I'm just waiting for these games to start going again. 'Cause look, like this is, I'm rooting for my boy a little bit, but like it's just the nature of these types of matchups.
Back throw in the corner. This could maybe where Farmer gets things started.
These throw loops are clean. Oh, but
Cancel
Kiefer
flashing
fights out.
Yeah,
You're dead. You're dead. Yeah.
Oh, that might be it. No, that burst. There it is. Yeah.
Okay. So now, first situation.
Gets the link because of the slowdown.
That's the good
No,
stuff.
frame traps with Psycho Crusher. Well, it's called. What is it called? It's not antidepressant skill. It's the fireball. Anyway, but Kiefer down 0-2 gets the win over Flowerman.
Excellent. All right, am I up next here? I'm guessing.
Yeah, go break a leg.
All right.
Not to take sides. In fact, I hope Pinecone wins. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, well, Lime has muted the stream. Well, maybe not the stream. Okay, before the stream catches up, I can say it. If Pinecone wins, then Lime is on commentary for a bit more. Let's see. In fact, let's go to intermission for just a second. Okay, everything looks like it's going all right so far. Let's switch back to the bracket really quick. There we go. Yep, so Kiefer is now in winners finals. I should have fixed all this. I'm so sorry, everybody. Here, we'll do it live. But next up will be Pinecone and Lime, as we talked about. Losers starting to progress. Hopefully this is all cop. Again, the way we would normally do it is we would show all of top 8. Because we're giving people more matches to play, we don't know how that's going to affect the stream time overall, and stuff might slow down as we get further into top 8. So for tonight, what we're focusing on primarily is showing winners top 8, winners finals, and then if we're at losers semis, which we probably won't be at this rate, ideally we start there and go into losers finals afterwards. But we'll see how it plays out. In any case, switch back to the game.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on
We're still in the
themselves,
snow stage.
beasts.
Pinecone? I actually don't know if the stage is worse for hardline connections or not. I know the really bad ones are Axel's stage with the big fairy.
適当に切り上げていいですか
話が済んだのなら始めよう
So we have Pinecone's Ramlethal and Lime's Giovanna. Let's see what
Duel
happens.
1.
Both these characters are pretty active in neutral. Like, both of them just whiffed their crouching dust buttons. They're so good. A lot of preemptive movement and attacks from both ends. Dash of 5k.
静かに
Reset. Okay.
投げますね
Lime takes the corner pretty early. Baits the throw. Wall splat. Super. It's not as good as Stories you could ask for.
手直さないと
5k.
Duel 2.
Yeah, so that's the thing about Ramlethal, you know, is like she has these massive buttons to work with, but if you get inside her like ideal range, she's not the most comfortable. She has some stuff. She has a really good reversal super. She has some fast buttons like a 5 like everyone else, but Geo can just constantly harass you. Yeah. So I don't know if you saw there, the counter hit button by Ramlethal was her stand slash, like that massive button she can throw out. So trying to get Giovanna off and get some space, use like your go-to button, counter hit into death.
ダメ
Duel 1.
By the way, anyone watching, how do I sound? How does Lime sound? Do we come in clear? Are we too high relative to the game? Are we too low?
遅いです
This is our first time streaming off of regular OBS. We're switching off of Streamlabs, so any criticism is welcome here.
うん動かないで電子だ
Yeah, Lime mentioned that they probably are going to come in a little bit lighter. I'll see if I can boost them slightly. That's... Once this match is over, and either way, Lime might be available to talk for a bit. 2 dog. Yes. Give me a second. I'm just going to sort of finish this. Okay, Discord should be a little bit louder, so the next time Lime or Keto speak, it should be okay. Keto, that's not it's not in for us to play or to say. Alright, Lime,
What would I say?
that.
No.
Anyway, so I believe that was the first game. It might be 2-0. Distraction. Okay, so Pinecone trying to maintain the ideal range, but now that they're at the corner, they can use the swords to maintain plus frames. Overdrive to break the wall. It's a pretty good round start. Lime immediately air dashes in for a
投げ
combo.
ますね
Gets the throw. Oh, yep, can't burst it. Well, not that they had burst to use. This is good positioning for Lime, or good situation. Yeah. Giovanna gets stronger the more meters she has. Had half a bar coming in and got tension pulse on top of it. Pretty good. Oh, big counter hit, no anti-air. I'm treating this like it's Street Fighter. Oh, where was your anti-air in this air dasher game? Big roundhouse, heavy slash hit. Looks like a roundhouse. Offensive burst, maintain the corner. Oh, that's not good. Can they maintain? No, gets some damage for the troubles and takes the round. I believe that's 2-0. The game might prove me super wrong in just a moment.
まあねジャガーに
Yeah, that was it.
程度だ
Was that 3-0? Dang. Good work by Limes. Or Lime. Think of the Vine Sauce streamer. Okay, and with that...
Did we? Sorry. Did we want to do winners finals next, or did we just try and do some losers?
Let's go into winners finals. That way, whoever loses doesn't have to play for a bit. Either way. I just realized both chip damage players are in grand finals against each other. That's kind of nice. But before we start winners finals, I also just want to point out we do have. Oh, thank you, Keto, for the $5. We do have a Matcherino for tonight. If you type !Matcherino in the chat, and I'll do it right now. If you do that, maybe you don't even have to. Maybe I just do it for you every time. But if you click on that link and you haven't used a code yet, you can hit claim code up here on the right side. It adds 25 cents to the pot. It all goes to the players. Currently, we've gotten at least $15, which means top 2 get paid out tonight. First place will get 2/3 of the pot. Second place will get 1/3. If we somehow get $50, and honestly, it's a tough time for everybody right now. If you have the means to contribute, that's cool. But if not, don't worry about it, controller. But hey, it all goes to the players. The TOs, we just run this for fun. We don't see any of it, so just want to say that. Let's go back here for a second.
Get the adoration.
The adoration and the stress. Yeah, Matcherino plug. Thank you, Veggie. Veggie, don't curse in the chat. Watch your fucking mouth.
Swearing.
And the swear jar. In fact, I need to do? So I did this for a bit because it was the holidays, but give me a second. No, not yet.
In the Discord, CD Lime says, "Good luck, have fun. Chip damage Kiefer. Fuck you, I'm gonna win."
I mean, yeah, that's what I would hope for. Anyway. Oh, man, I have a subscription badge. How sick. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't realize it wasn't shipping for you. There we go. So, Lime is the Giovanna player. Is this red versus blue? Yeah, kind of. Kiefer is the Eno player. Actually, Keto, could you tell me about chip damage? I actually don't know what it is other than just like a Winnipeg fighting game group.
Chip damage is Winnipeg's fighting game community. We've been around for God, I don't know how many years at this point.
I wasn't sure if you had disconnected or if you were actually lost in thought for a moment.
But yeah, we haven't been able to do much just because of the pandemic.
No.
But usually we would hold locals twice a week.
Traditional
tournament. Yeah.
Well, hoping. Oh my God! Command grab super. Megalomania. Fucking yeah, and Fahim calling out the chat. These two have probably played a bunch of matches, I'm assuming.
Winnipeg has a strangely strong anime scene.
Yeah. Which is why you love anime, right?
I love Cardcaptor Sakura. It's a great show.
That was a sick show. We have to give it to them. Also, the animation reversal through stroke. Big hit. Keeps it going. Ooh, 6P. I'm sorry. Oh man, Kiefer's got a lot of material to work with. Oh, YRC. Ooh, confirm. Is that gonna do it? No, not quite. It's very close though. Dang, takes the next round. I has Pug Zato Gaming. How you doing tonight, Pugs? I know you actually attended the last few of our tournaments last year. Had some good placements. Hope Zato is doing fine. Wallburst for Kiefer. So I believe Kiefer took the first game. Could be on the verge of a 2-0 lead here. Oh, jumps Megalovania, then burst too, which means they have full meter as well. So Giovanna has a huge defensive bonus right now. Confirms to that. Gets the dive kick super. That's actually really smart. I wasn't sure. I wondered if they even had time to do overdrive to break the wall. I mean that's unfortunate. I hope your hand's doing okay otherwise. But also a Zato player saying that they have a cut in their hand. Isn't that his theme? cut in my hand. Carve your own way. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make fun. I'm a filthy Biken player at the moment.
Duel 1.
Yeah, but seriously, I hope your hand's doing okay. It's not too bad. If it is affecting your play, maybe like take a break. Like, hey, as much as I love seeing people sign up for the events, you know, not more important than their health. But maybe I'm being overreactive. Right. Kiefer on a warpath, trying to get that grand finals placement. Gets the wall break with a perfect 1 round away. Carve my own hand. Thank you, Veggie. Yeah, that's the song. Octo, the bike in OS, like that, you know, that's been like a good like standby for many years. But she's super easy now. Remember, because it's Strive, everyone's easy, so no excuses. We all know the reason why you're playing here. It's for the tether mix-ups. Right? Am I the only one? No? Anyway. Dang, with that, I believe that's 3-0 by Kiefer. Double perfect end of the round. Yikes. Well, no? Okay. They're not going to mute themselves. That's fine. I won't say anything about it. Keto, are you going to say anything about it?
It's always sad when you have to do a team kill.
It is. It is unfortunate. But how's the bracket look right now? In fact, let me pull it up. Okay, so Kiefer is in grand finals. Let me change that. A look behind the curtain for anyone here who has never run an event through challenge before.
I like challenge.
I like challenge.
Better than Smash.
Oh man! So the first the first day of running pools for Frosties at noon on Friday, challenge like refused to print out the brackets for the night before. So as a result, we had to go off our phones for a bit, and I actually like was in a notepad app taking down names of players to make sure people showed up. Okay, so we're pretty far ahead of the time, which is good. Who's available to play? Do we want to grab like pugs and board games?
Yeah, I can grab them.
Sure. And Lime, if you can hear me, like if you want to take a break before like you have to play for a bit, that's fine. You don't have to commentate. Oh, you're unmuted. Okay.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Just taking a little moment for myself.
No, obviously. Obviously, geez, what am I saying?
I mean,
more so in the sense that you don't have to play for a while either way, win or lose. So,
I will say, for what it's worth, too, I have fought Kiefer a fair amount. That is generally about how it goes. But
I was thinking that too, of like not the result, but just kind of like, yeah, you're probably gonna see some like wild shit when it's two people who play each other a lot. So.
Well, and that's the thing is I've been struggling in the matchups. I've been working on it. I will say I have been validated. Watch the only streamer I really watch at this point is Days, and he was talking about how much he hates Chip.
He hates Chip.
Eno, and that.
Oh,
like, okay. Yeah, Eno is one of a few characters that is like convincing him to learn a sub right now. So I feel okay that I'm like, okay, that's just probably actually a bad matchup for Geo. She can. Ever since they changed Far Slash, that matchup got a lot worse for her. And that mixed with Eno's buffs has just made it feel like it's probably Giovanna's worst matchup. Like,
yeah,
probably. I can't think of any matchup I like less than Eno at this point.
That's fair.
But yeah, I don't know. It's good stuff to keep her. He is also we both over the last little while have just been grinding super hard, and he has definitely been on that grind. So I'm not surprised to see him absolutely on it today, because he has definitely been out there practicing.
That's good to hear. I definitely had this feeling of like maybe interest in Strive was waning just a little bit. And I hate to be like, oh, it was cynical of Arxis to go with Biken, but I feel like I don't know, like a lot of people kind of felt more interested in the game as a result. People were more excited. Also, as Turbostart points out, there's less happy chaos running around. So, speaking of which, Melanator...
I want to fight him.
Where is Happy
And I'm
Chaos?
excited.
Yay, Happy Chaos!
This character is crazy, by the way. Like, best character in the game, probably. One of.
You two
rather.
gush for a second. I'm gonna take off this warm sweater I'm having to wear. 1 second.
Excellent. Yeah, this character is crazy. I think he is, like, look at that. Like, a pose and it doesn't matter. He doesn't care. Like, this, I bet Zato is an especially good matchup for him, but everything I've seen and had to deal with against this character makes me believe that he is, like, absolutely one of the best characters in the game. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I don't know. And I'm seeing how many, like top level players are just like, I'm gonna learn this character. I should probably know how to play this character so I can cover my bad matchups. It's like, okay, yeah,
I'm back.
he might just I don't know if he's there quite yet, but he's maybe you could make an argument for top one. He's starting to get there.
He's an interesting character because it feels like he actually fights some of like the bad matchups, or like some of the good, like some of the. Well, I'm trying to say. Some of the good characters in this game, like I know Nagoriyuki struggles against him a bit, unless you're like just defends her own point or something.
He's like, if you can effectively play him as a sub character, he is like the best sub character in the game, because I think he covers like certain specific bad matchups for a lot of characters that are like really, really important, and like his bad matchups are generally like weird or awkward matchups that you won't see as often, that like your main character will cover way better.
Yeah, he fights the characters you can expect to see in bracket a whole lot. Too.
Yes. And some of the weirdos that you might not, right? Like
maybe you said something just like that, and I totally glossed over it. My bad.
No. I would say I generally agree. I just think that like his matchup spread is really strong, and like the characters that do beat him, they do beat him like probably 6-4, but that's a small list.
Yeah.
Like, though this is one of the downsides, is that he will eat a grip of damage for free.
Yeah, it's like I can only make analogies to Street Fighter because I'm a bad Guilty Gear player. But it's like there was a period of time where like Abigail was really good, and people would say, well, but he loses to like Manat and Fong, and it's like Manat, sure, but also like very unlikely. You're very unlikely you'd see a good Manat deep in the bracket, and same with Fong too.
Yeah.
It's like so you would just play Abigail in matches.
Exactly. And again, like we're solid display of it at the start of this round here of just what can Zato do against this character? Like how does he counteract this if he's full frame, right? You have to take risks, but they are very scary risks to take often.
Want to get a wall splat here? Not quite.
Something worse in the world if you can run the pressure, but ooh. Yeah, there we go.
The headbutt.
Yeah. There's a couple of mismanagements, but yeah, and there you go. Now he's got the grenade on him. Like they're really like to see
the not Pineberry.
Yeah, like if he needs to start being a little more aggressive against that, especially at round start. Like if Melanator can feel comfortable enough to start doing like round start grenade, that's too comfortable for Happy Chaos to do, because you're putting yourself at such a disadvantage if he gets curse on you. So you gotta really like, if it's me, Pugs, right now, like, I'm thinking about round start like 2S or something to really just start putting the brakes on this, because this is starting to get a little out of hand.
Octo saying this is such a fun matchup, no NGL. For who? for Happy Chaos, probably.
Gonna say, I'm sure that's true for one character at least. So like even here, right? Like he hasn't been contesting as aggressively, and even though he was pushing Happy Chaos to the corner, he got first on him, and that's like, I thought like now it's like, if he doesn't lose concentration there, Happy Chaos is probably pushing him to.
This is probably as good of a round start we've seen for Pugs so far. Ooh, burst to keep the corner, and he rolls out here like a KOF character.
Yeah.
Which we still have to decide what game we want to do for like that weird like end of month Saturday tournament, but I think KOF 15 will probably be the first game we try.
Thanks. It looks really good.
Looks good.
That's what. It looks really good for it's like the big thing in this matchup is if Happy Chaos makes a mistake and he lets you get in, or he like runs out of goals and level rate, like that's where you have to capitalize. And I don't think necessarily did a perfect job because it's really
Juggling him in the... What is this? Okay, so Melanator is playing a character with like light-colored hair, is juggling his enemies with bullets, and is wearing red. Is this DMC 2? Is this what we like wandered into?
This is the mods out there with that shooting up. You can definitely download Devil May Cry mods for this character at this point.
I think I've seen that too. Yeah.
Nice.
More of a DMC3 look with like the ad showing, but it's for someone.
Yeah. That was a again like Pug almost had a chance there. He got enough.
Oh, after knockdown, your voice got like really muddy for a second.
Oh, just that is probably me being not quite close enough to my mic.
It's okay. Big counter hits. This is exactly. I mean, it's you take the damage and the tension pulse, but now you're like back to this neutral, and Melanator could maybe win the whole round from here.
This is.
Oh my god.
That's super unfortunate, especially for a character like.
Okay, maybe this will do it. As long as they don't drop the combo. Okay, they.
Nice. Yep.
There was like a pretty decent chance. All right, so Pugs is on the board. There was a chance Melanator could have just from the corner.
Yep.
Because it resets to neutral. It's like, oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh geez.
Imagine cornering like Dawson or Axel. I guess this can happen in this game with Axel. It's like, oh, okay, you got me in the corner. Now we're back to neutral where I'm super strong.
Yep. Like it is. Nope. This is actually just a net win for Happy Chaos. Yeah.
Which is probably why both characters don't have a good reversal option outside of super.
Yeah.
Or overdrive for that matter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Give a zoner a DP. Huh? Who would do that?
This is a little rough though for. Say, eating this super there, like point blank, is rough because Zato just gets full Eddie right.
There's nothing wrong for Pugs. His Pugs. Well, okay, this is not a good start, but like, has Pugs made the adjustment?
Potentially, I mean, like it looks like he's, like I said, like again, he's not necessarily making the most of every knockdown, but he's making enough of an effort he's getting the round right.
Yeah, it's no longer super free.
Yeah, like Melanator is clearly very good at their zoning patterns, but I don't know, I don't know how well they know Zato defense either, right? Like, you have so many less options as Happy Chaos, and you really got to know his knowledge checks.
To be clear, Pugs is not free, just like Happy Chaos just kind of wins neutral for free for a bit.
Well, it's a bad matchup. It's totally a bad matchup. I wouldn't want to fight that matchup. Like, are you kidding me?
No,
I would learn Happy Chaos to fight something.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Get that avatar. You're just gonna shitpost in chat. I'm assuming you're driving home or something like that, and that's why you're not in voice chat. Actually, Yango, if I get a chance, I want to show you how I've set up the commentator screen for tonight. Hope work went okay. Yango had some last second stuff pop up for them, so. And Pogs comes back to win it after what looked like a very rough match for them.
But you know what? You make those adaptations, and especially in tournament, like even 3 matches is not a lot.
Yeah.
It can go really quick if you make those 1 or 2 adjustments, and it clearly did for Pogs this time.
So normally, I'll show this off. Normally, it would look like this. See if I can get this to work. Normally, it would look like this. But Yang wasn't here, and Lime wanted to commentate, so we're. This is how it's gonna look. I hope it looks very shitty. That will add to the effect. But really quick, let's go back to the bracket. So we're now at loser quarterfinals, I believe. So we have a few matchups to go. Keto, I think what we should do is we should just have one of these play out, and then we'll go straight to loser semis afterwards, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I grabbed a Flower Man Dirty.
Sure, no, that totally works for me. And then we'll go to loser semis, then losers finals. Lime, you can play your match, and then whoever wins that will play Kiefer in grand finals. And then probably be out of here before 9 o'clock Central, if we can manage it. So,
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it.
And real quick, because I'm like legally obligated to. Oh, shout outs to Mirohan, who was also one of the people who helped make a big donation to Distance Closed last year for Street Fighter. Drops in with the $5.25. Thank you. But anyone else? Here, let me pull up the stream really quick. If you type !Matcherino, the link will pop up. You can click on that link that I've just created to open up this page. You can click on claim code, add 25 cents to the pod. It strictly goes to the players. If we get one more person to use up a code, there'll be 20 codes used, which is pretty good, but we also hit $30, which means first place will get at least $20 and second place will get at least $10.
Nice. Not a bad little payout.
Never mind that shit. Yango just helped us hit $50. We're a code away from $60, which means if one person uses a code that hasn't yet, first place will get half of that. They'll get they'll get 60%. They'll get like 35. I can't do math. Don't ask me to do math after a work day and having to commentate. Anyway.
It'll be a nice little pot for Monday too.
I thought you said a nice little pog for a second, and I was like, you're right.
Change society.
A nice little. Anyway, we have Dirty's ever-threatening Potemkin and Flowerman's new awakening Ramlethal. Let's see what happens here.
I'll say this is. I think this might be a rough one for Dirty. He was having some struggles with Pinecone, and I think a lot of what Pinecone was doing is stuff that Flowerman will end up doing. So I think it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle.
I would say I'll believe it when I see it, if only because Dirty has had to fight a lot of Ram players up to this point in both games where she's been playable, and Flowerman it is still a new character to them, so there's a chance that like Dirty's experience may win out.
Totally. No, I don't disagree. There's, especially again with an explosive character like Potemkin, right? Like you really can just flip the round with one command grab, and it's not like Ram's a little bit beefier than Milia, but not by a whole lot. Right? Like this can very still swing in Potemkin's favor off of one knockdown.
Probably not what they wanted. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Nice.
That's tech. Yeah, it's been kind of funny to watch it.
It's most characters can do something similar when Ram is trying to pressure you in the corner. You can 6P the explosion, and oftentimes that's how you can use option other than 2K in the.
Yango in chat just now. I don't know who it's gonna be. I just want to see someone get robbed though.
I mean, look, Mortabato's on the table.
Hey,
So is Potemkin.
this is
Nice.
good tech.
Very respectful pressure. Like, see it? Ooh,
Did challenge.
slash.
You see that Flowerman was holding on to the first sword there, or the second sword? Didn't want to risk throwing it and getting flipped back.
Well, and you need to poke at that range. Like, you need to be able to bullet Potemkin, and like heavy slash you can use no more, but it's simply not. Just bullet. You don't need to do anything. Just sit back, yeah.
Got him. GG's. I was gonna say, so you definitely see the flicks already having an effect on Flowerman's neutral there, or the corner pressure, where they were not going to commit to using the second sword because they don't want to give it up and just have it be flicked back at them, which allowed Dirty to kind of get out and get the win with the RC Potemkin Buster. Oh, Mortabaro!
Oh,
Where's the burst? Oh no!
yeah.
Dang. I thought you want to see it go out. Okay, Flowerman takes the first game, 1-0.
And you know what? Like it's again, the Potemkin damage is just so explosive that Dirty was absolutely holding their own there, but it is like Flowerman. The moment he got that corner and that 5H, it was just bully time. Like it's just you have to spend meter to escape, and that's not a good place to be, especially as you don't want to have to be spending your resources just to avoid eating another mix-up. all the time. Yeah, here we go again. Nice, and now we got both swords, so we can do the sword. Yeah, we're just gonna bully. Nice. So there's the Rekka cancel and sword toss. Nice. PRC, keep it tight. Yep. Yeah, we got a burst there. Ooh, that might have worked.
Plus frames. Oh, counter hit!
This is gonna be a lot.
Oh, blocks the dust.
Block. That feels bad to lose too.
I was gonna say Dirty can't afford to be hit and gets clipped by Far Slash. Dang.
Huh? You gotta play footsies with it. You still gotta play footsies with it.
Ooh, jump buster.
Nice. Yep. Wasn't quite a combo. Good interrupt.
I was like, where's heat extend? Well, not heat extend, but you know.
He knuckle.
Yeah, knuckle. Gets the explosion close enough for the burst at least.
And again, like this is Flower Man feels very in control right now. Just sitting at those ranges where they don't have to commit super hard like
the
that.
sword.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Ooh,
jump
get it
the
up back.
PRC buster. Yeah, it's not being counter hit too often. Dirty definitely had some moments earlier, just didn't confirm the hits as well as they could have.
Good reversal.
Ooh, that did a lot of damage.
You still in this,
Ow.
yeah.
That super did so much damage.
Duel 3.
Alright. Now, Dirty has to be careful here. This is... Flower Man's got the resource advantage, so if they want to really go in, they absolutely can.
Yo, interrupts the Rekka, Tinkin Buster. Oh, no punish. Not even a 5k. Section.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, didn't get the follow up.
This is, it feels stressful sometimes watching Ramlethal play like this though, because you're like, she can't confirm anything, so we're just going back to, like, it's still good for her, but we're playing a lot of neutral. Ooh, nice reversal.
Man, that does so much damage.
That's really strong, and that's an adjustment that, like,
Oh, he didn't confirm it into RC. Okay, now get
nice.
this.
There you go.
Dirty, a couple of times has had like a big counter hit, but like didn't get the follow up. I don't know if there's maybe a connection issue or just nerves or whatever, but gets the win there, keeps things alive.
Well, and he got those reversal supers. Like those honestly feel like the game changer in that last
Yes.
one. So, well, I think it's huge for him. He'll have to be, I think, a little more wary now because I bet you anything, Flower Man's going to be looking for those with this game advantage.
True, but also that allows Dirty to maybe go, hey, you're just going to block on my wake up? Here's a buster for you. But
Totally.
we'll see. Oh, go to Imp. Oh, wait for the burst, but delayed one gets it.
That was a super respectful follow-up after Garuda. Nice, good pop buster.
Oh, and he times the RC so it does the side switch. Oh,
Nice.
suddenly very good situations for Dirty here.
Well, and now, like, look, we're in a situation where Flower Man feels the need to spend all their resources just to escape the corner. Like, this is... Dirty is starting to swing momentum in the ways he needs to right now.
A little shimmy.
Ooh. Yeah, this is really strong strike.
Oh, no
though,
TGs, yeah.
Yeah.
Duel 2.
You get scared of that sword, man. It's tough to escape. Nice, good counter.
Ooh, and no sword for Ramlethal. Gets the throw. I don't think a single one of those 5 pieces has been respected.
Yeah, shouldn't pop us right now. You are putting tips in your nutrition. And is honestly, like,
Close slash,
No.
anti-air.
if Flower Man's gonna open the door like that, like, as Potemkin, you gotta take that. Nice, Garuda. Nice. Big
Dirty
fist.
is-
I won't. Ooh, yeah.
I'm treating like Dirty is the underdog here, and yet I gave them the props to win the whole thing. No, Dirty fireworks, Mortadella. Damn.
Yeah, that was.
Is that
what
3?
you've got?
No, there's still more. So 2-1,
Is there
I
one more?
believe. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
If only I had some way of keeping score on the screen at all times.
But I mean, it's a good adaptation, and now like Dirty is still like they still have a chance. I mean, obviously they can't drop any games here, but they've proven that they can find the spots. They just now need to make these consistent and really start applying that pressure. But Flowerman just in control again in the corner.
So Flowerman trying to use some of those Rekka mix-ups that were getting Dirty hit against Pinecone, and yet Dirty's able to pull him up a bit. There it is.
Nice. Yeah, we are swinging now. This is really good for Dirty. I think if he can get Flowerman swinging really aggressively like this, I think that's only going to work in his favor because he is punishing with those pop busters. He's not leaving gap, like he's not letting Flowerman leave gaps, and it's putting them on tilt a little bit. I think here.
Keto using the scoreboard command to taunt me. No, we had set this all up recently, and I was actually going to be super lazy and just see how Yango set up the nameplates and stuff. Catches the backdash Potemkin Buster.
Oh my god, Flowerman, it's happening!
Oh!
Yes, that was a good block. That was huge. That was huge.
Dirty still has burst going into the game here. Potentially last round, trying to stay alive. 6P.
At 6P. Garuda. Garuda. Let's do it again. Yes, one more time.
I need more Garudas. Give it to me. No.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, that's really good. Being able to identify that and punish that slide head like that is super important. Ooh, thought they had the sword though. Unfortunate. Now Dirty gets a chance to escape the corner here. Yep.
Dirty's guarding the
hard
sword
knockdown.
like it's Cody's knife in Street Fighter or something like that.
I was gonna say like Amelia Pinkerman.
Yeah, just like, it's mine.
This is, I think, yeah, this is bad. This is bad.
No!
Whoa!
Where's
That would have been
the
a
air
really good
throw?
throw. I felt like a very scary situation for Flowerman there. But we're going back to neutral. But again, like there's a certain hyperactiveness to this neutral that I don't like for Flowerman. I don't think it's what they want right now, and I think it's only leaving opportunities for Dirty to get in. And now, like, hey, hold this mix.
Oh,
Ooh!
OTG.
Dirty has to burst.
Where's the
Alright,
burst?
Dirty has to. Yeah, his opportunity is to burst the close slash. That's unfortunate. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Damn.
But it was you know what? I again, props to Dirty. Like he was able to force the situation that he needed to win that set.
Showed
in
us
the
some
back
new
half of
stuff
it.
too.
Yeah, it just was a little. It's a case of too little, too late, right? Like he figured out the strategy, but he didn't have any games to properly apply it. But
Damn.
good stuff from both players.
No, it's always a pleasure watching Dirty's Potemkin do work because I'll see some wild shit and lose my mind over it. So, damn.
All right, I'm gonna be our first.
Yeah, get out of here. All right. Well, let's take a moment to check the bracket. Yeah, so with that, Flowerman moves on to loser semis. We're already just going to have them and whoever wins between Pinecone and Pugs play. Did they already start playing Keto, or?
Yeah, I think they just finished.
Okay. So yeah, whoever won, send them up. We'll have them play Flowerman. We'll go from there. Thank you again to everybody who has stopped by to watch tonight. I'm going to just push this one more time for the time being. But we do have a Matcherino tonight. Shoutouts to Chip Damage teammate, B-Meister, shipping another 25 cents, and Fahim, Veggie Plus, both of whom have been in the stream from the very beginning and only now using their codes. I see how it is. Wait until it's more valuable, I see. But no, seriously, we do appreciate it. We appreciate anyone who has dropped money in for the players tonight. Even if you used up your code. Now, I would click these. They don't like me, but if you can click them and add money... Let's see if this works. Nope, doesn't work. I'm cursed with regards to these extra tokens. But if you can follow them, if you can follow these people or subscribe, Diaphone, LLJB3, very good follows. Diaphone's Twitch as well. Just a little bit of extra money for the pods. But let's see. Who won in their match, by the way, between Pinecone and Pugs?
Pugs one.
Pugs one, okay. So we'll have Pugs Auto and Flowerman's Ramlethal. That'd actually be pretty nice. So they can start whenever they'd like. Veggie, I was busy with Kingdom Hearts 2. I may not go Ryuki, I delay my moves. Fair. What's that, Keto? I'm sorry.
Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 2 and how it's the greatest video game ever made.
Is it better than Wordle?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what Wordle is.
So, okay, it's not enough time. Sorry. Wordle's fun. Post your favorite starting word for Wordle in chat. Anyway, never mind that shit. It's corner pressure. So, Flowerman steals the corner. Use the explosion to confirm the combo. Mortobello. I don't even know if that's the super, the overdrive. Good tech. As we have the Osteen blasting in the background. All this pressure. Oh, bursts, but it's punished for it. Pug's doing around the world. This combo. Pushes Ram to the corner. Counter hit. Are they about to... Ow, what a comeback from less than 5% health. Balls. Hey, I respect it. Adieu. That's actually really strong, Veggie. Now that you mention it. A D and 4 vowels. Pugs continues where they left off with this corner pressure. Burst to keep the corner. God, Uncharged Dust with Zato is a pretty good combination. Gets it again! It's on PC as well, so I don't want to hear complaints about PS4 mix-ups. Not that I think Flowerman would make them. Gets the block! Does get the punish, however. Yo, and Pugs is zooming out of there. Now he's back in there, never mind. This might be death. All break, yeah, especially with overdrive. Dang. And now Flowerman is the one making comebacks from low health. Right, a lot of moving around, not committing too much. Okay, big counter hit, Ram corner combo starts. Burst is on the table but doesn't use it. Wow, casual. 60% damage. Or more. Oh, I like that. Kind of delays the coming down until last second. Gets the hit. But I like Flowerman's movement. Not trying to stay cornered for a moment if they can manage it. There's burst. Ooh, good air tech. Alright, sword to maintain pressure, refill the gauge. Frog. Blocks the 5D. Gets hit low. Jumps the command grab. I like the air movement from Pugs here, though unfortunately Flowerman takes the win there. Right. I like the air movement from both players, in fact. Trying to just avoid getting caught in the other's bullshit. Immediately dashes after blocking sword, does not want to get pushed back. Get 6 XP. No. Oh, Keto, do you have your mic on? Heard a little reverb there for a second. Anyway.
Good super.
Oh wait, no, that's Yulon. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
For a sec, you said the exact same thing as me for a second. I thought, oh, maybe there's some reverb coming through. Jeez, my bad.
All good, all good. How's this been going so far? It looks like Pugs is able to take control of that last round.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like whoever gets the start either just completely overwhelms, or both players actually do a very good job of, like, as good as they are as cornering the other, they're also been very good at, like, escaping the corner and trying to, like, flip the table, like, oh, now you're the one that's being pressured.
Yeah.
Very good use of air movements. It's been a treat to watch, in fact.
Nice. Yeah, this is, I can't speak to too much of the specifics of this matchup, but my guess is that Ramlethal probably can handle Eddie at ranges so long as she has her swords, but if she doesn't, Zato can just kind of run.
Now, they vary in how much they like this, but both characters obviously love to make the other block and hate to block just as much.
Yeah, and the nice YRC punish there to close it out for Pugs. That was a clean round.
Now, if at the risk of jinxing one of them, who is it you'd rather play?
Personally, of the three that are left here, because we got two Flowerman mix.
No,
I think...
this is Flowerman.
Oh, this is Flowerman. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look at that
oh
name.
My goodness.
Mantids are us. Our very own Bara enthusiast.
Yeah, I'm so bad at that. If somebody doesn't have their actual name as their GG name, I will be so lost.
It's fine.
Of these two, probably Flowerman. I don't like the Zato matchup. I don't like it. It's another one of those ones where I don't even know how it's really that bad, but it just sucks to play, especially in bracket.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of skill checking. You gotta you have to be ready for it, and it's not you gotta be prepared for it. But if I can avoid it, like the Ramlethal matchup is a much more straightforward.
I think that's because Ramlethal is relatively easier to play, or just it's easier to play her in a simple but effective way. Whereas like Zato, for the most part, like his baseline requirement to play him is much harder. I know they made him a bit easier with like the motion commands. So as a result, you fight a lot of Ram players and you fight a lot of bad and good ones. With Zato, it's like you either fight awful ones or the ones you hate to fight. So,
yeah. Well, and that is the archetypes of Strive, right? It's either you're a weirdo or you're a footsies man. Ram is a footsies man, and I would much rather fight Ram because I am much better at playing potentially a little more respectful neutral.
Footsies man is exactly how I would describe people who play Ram. But anyway.
Yeah, rather than having to deal with Zato setups because it's not fun.
It's like when you run into, again, I can't help but make these analogies. It's like when you run into, like, Akuma online. It's like, okay, Akuma is... I hate fighting Akuma, but I fight Akumas online all the time, so I know what I'm dealing with. And then you run into someone who, like... the uncommon matchup that is hard to fight against. By comparison.
No, totally. Ace start to the... Yeah. Just got some basic restarts.
Tried to use the offensive burst, but gets punished for ours.
Nice, yeah. Just burst back. Keep the corner.
Ooh.
Bad drop. Yeah, that's a bad drop. Oh gosh. Yeah, now we got both swords. Ooh, here we go. Nice, good YRC. YRC, if you can get Zato to eat it, can be a really strong.
Yeah, because it kills Eddie, right?
And a lot of metered options do. It's tend to why I tend to think in this matchup, spending meter on BRC and PRC neutral is really strong. Yeah, like it just takes the corner and like no Eddie for like 2 to 5 seconds is really bad.
It's really nice. Yeah, YRC is kind of a weird defensive option because it really hamstrings your meter generation afterwards. But like your +10 afterwards due to guard break, and it blows a Betty. So
Well, and
yes.
that's like it's just being able to kill momentum, right? Like it's a way for you to, if you don't have burst or if you don't want to spend burst, you don't have to spend that resource. So you have options, right? So that's how kind of has to deal with them slightly different. And getting out of the corner is like that is huge because if Ram gets out of the corner, like she can reset neutral, and if she gets to reset neutral, she'll take it to the corner, win like that, right? Like it's
Yeah.
you-
Speaking of which, I think that's 3 games for Flower.
Yes.
Man. I could
So I'm going to dip out of here.
All right.
I will see how I'm feeling after the matches. If I come back, excellent. If not, it's been a pleasure, Jaden.
I was gonna say, well, hey, win or lose, come on back, all right?
Yeah, excellent. All right. Give me some time.
All right, get out of here. All right, so real quick. So, yep, as we talked about, let me pull this up. So, oh, who's that? Someone with a muted mic, that's who it is.
It's me.
It's Yango. Hey. So real quick. So yep, it's gonna be Lime and Flowerman in losers finals. Winner will fight Kiefer in grand finals for the big old pot, which is now at nearly $61. Thank you again to everyone who has contributed. That includes you, Yango, and you, Keto. We have nearly half codes used. I think we usually see maybe 15 used. Like we appreciate it all the same, but like, oh man, if we can use up more codes or use up all of them, a ton more money gets added to the pool. If you know anyone that vaguely likes Guilty Gear Strive, please, if you could, just send them this link, have them click on it, use the code up, pay the players, all that good stuff. But
Real quick.
Real quick.
Overall, could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you, first of all, could I be unveiled? Who's that Pokemon? It's me, Sango. Hi.
It's you. Hey.
And then secondly, could you go Do Not Disturb on Discord? Because we can hear your pinging noises on stream.
Oh, so that was because I wasn't sure when people would be joining. Does it annoy you that much?
No, I was just
okay. Good.
I wasn't sure if you knew.
Actually, how do you do that from Discord?
Just do not. You click the little green circle on your profile, and then you just go Do Not Disturb, and you won't hear any notifications.
I guess. Fine. God.
I mean, I guess it's up to you.
There's no fun around here.
I mean, who am I?
You're an avatar on the screen, and I'm just a pixelated Waddle Dee. It turns out.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're just waiting for Lime to show up. Flowerman's already in place.
I should get a new one. You know what? I have a new one somewhere. Hold on.
A new one?
Yeah, new profile picture.
Wait, look, I actually like that art that you have on your Twitter account of you. I think it looks
I like
nice.
it too. I like it too.
It was either that or like the pro tag from Brand New Animal or whoever.
It was. Hold on. I'm not save this.
Ooh, let me alt tab for just a second. There we go. I has Pugs. I have a scraped knee, a bruised elbow. My controller wasn't plugged when I got a phone call. I chose the wrong character. You should also say your toes are cold. That's like the classic. So. Oh, I see Monkey pointed out. No, I wasn't sure because Yango was coming late from work. I wasn't sure when they would show up. I guess I just wanted to know. But... so. See. It's weird too, because Ramlethal doesn't wear shoes, and Zada wears boots. Isn't that weird? Anyway. So, never mind that.
I mean, I guess.
Never mind that stuff. How you doing, Yango? You doing okay? I know work was kind of a mess from what it sounds like, but...
Yeah, you ever have a day where, a bunch of shit just goes wrong when you're about to leave?
No, I have been there a whole lot.
And then you're like, man, how do I fix this? And it's just mostly talking to people and telling them to fix it. And you're like, I don't know how to fix this.
Yeah. Well, you're here now, and we're happy to have you.
Yeah, I'm here now. Man. Both these characters are still so good, too.
Yeah. I'm happy
see that.
Oh, go ahead.
So, I see that Flowerman now going with the Ramlethal opposed to Milia.
Well, we talked about it. It's like Flowerman traditionally plays these types of characters. It's actually kind of funny they haven't switched to using her earlier. It's like, hey, do you want to use like the God, I was gonna say like the foot character, but no, that would be wrong.
The foot character? Yeah, he's a jerk player.
What my brain was trying to say was like they unfortunately play the archetype that they like is often represented by characters that are like sexualized in ways that the design doesn't necessarily intend. Like Ramlethal has bare feet, Fairy has the bare back, Hilda and Nine are very voluptuous in their design, so they're the kind of people in like Twitch chats for like Say Jam will like go in there and be like, oh, I love this character, and he's like, why are you all being weirdos?
Dude.
Anyway.
Why y'all being weird? Yeah, all my Discord messages tell me to take screenshots real quick. Alright.
Monkey, you were like a top ranked player for our Street Fighter events in year 1. What the hell? No, okay, I understand. I know you and everybody have been like moving recently too. So.
Oh, damn. Damn burst. I think he just knew the man was over there.
But yeah, no, it's like, yeah, characters that control neutral really well, and have like a mix of potential off of that neutral control. It makes perfect sense that they would play Ramlethal, and I'm happy to see they're having success with it too. So,
Yeah, sticking out with the 5P too. I dig it. Oh, yeah, that was dirty. What with the PRC instant overhead on the jumping heavy slash? Double overhead. Gotta block those. Yeah, just pressing again with the 5P. He really likes to hit that 5P in a lot of defensive options, I've noticed too.
Who,
Flower Man. I keep saying his name, I'm like, Mantids are us. That guy. Yeah, that one.
Right? Here, 1 second. I'm actually gonna turn. It's not your fault. I have everyone turned up on Discord.
Oh, okay.
You see, might be a little strong. Okay, that's all. It's not your fault. It's my fault.
No, it's not good. My balance it keeps getting weird on this mic. I don't know what's up. Stop playing Street Fighter 5 and only play Strive now. I feel it. Honestly, I feel it. Online's so tough.
Real quick.
Online's so tough, dude.
Monk Unit, go ahead and plug your Twitter and YouTube. If you play Strive or Street Fighter 5, and specifically within those games, Abigail or Leo, you should like absolutely follow this dude because he posts tech all the time. If you want to know what your optimal dust combo is, like your charge dust, you should probably look at his YouTube account because he put it out there for everybody. No, post the link. Do it. Do it or I'll do it. Why am I like threatening you with exposure?
Damn. He does the fade back too, so he can't actually burst it. It's tough. Yeah, I went to Jersey, like not too long ago, and I came back. I was like, yo, why is everything tough in Jersey?
Oh no, it needed. Wait. Oh shit. 1 second. Keto, can we uncensor? We're not here for censorship.
You got body in.
We let we let Ram's feet be on stream. We're not gonna stop. Oh my god, we're losing it. See, this always happens. Like we don't talk about the matches. We talk about like random stuff, and like we just like lose it, or it all falls apart at the end. 2 dog.
Yeah, getting pressured. Yeah, just not finding a way around this pressure right now.
Ooh, that kick super is plus.
What's happening? I don't know. I joined up. Overall hit me with the Ramlethal feed a few times.
I didn't do anything.
I've been chilling.
I
just got here.
I'm an honest biking main now.
I'm a bystander in this situation.
I was like, Nagoriyuki's titties aren't big enough. I need to go higher. Shoutouts to Ulti Neat on Twitter, who like adores no more. It's probably coming from the Cumzato color user. Let's be real.
What was that? Was that 2? That was 2. Okay. Yeah, I really think Flowerman's gonna have to use his defensive options a little bit sooner here.
They don't deny it either. Oh, I'm sorry. I try to be professional, and then it just turns into this. This is my fault.
Zocco is whack as hell. It is pretty whack.
It's crack as hell. I don't know.
Oh, getting thrown in the corner. Okay. Hopefully I get something started here.
I actually love backdash BRC. It's like one of my favorite things about this game. It's like I'm gonna use a defensive tool that will like screw you over for being aggressive, specific. Or no, you know what you're doing? You're playing Bayonetta. You're dodging out of the way and catching people in like a time zone. A time zone. I'm gonna put you in Mountain Time. That's your punishment. When was the Jersey trip? Was that recently?
It was this winter. It was around Christmas.
I remember you talking about it. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Just also like we had like this long discussion about Frosties before the stream, and I talked about it for a bit. And just like, yeah, I went to Jersey. No. Well, I hope it was a good time.
Yeah, it was good.
Was that the
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, yo, why is everything tough in Jersey though? Like, why is it all tough? People come up to your car and they're like, yo, this is tough, man. People look at your outfit like, yo, this is tough, man. I'm like, why is everything gotta be tough over here? Why is everything tough?
Why is defending Ram gotta be so tough? Oh.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Stop talking about cum orbs. Pugs and Pinecone, both of you. Also, Pinecone, we see you using the gray Ramlethal, the white bleached Ramlethal skin color with the gray costume on the snow stage. We see that. That's tan?
Well, this is dog v dog, you're right.
They do have dogs, you're right.
Oh, got with the tick though. Yeah, keep the pressure up in the corner right now. I think Flowerman's really just found a very good aggressive, a really good groove on his aggression right now. I don't think CD Line's really been able to get out from a lot of these situations.
I'm still shook by him defending that that Ramlethal color choice.
Yo, just keep him in the corner. I like it.
Keep the pressure up on the white Ram users.
Yo, the Rachels.
Anyway, the Rachels. Ooh,
Yeah, the Rachels.
good challenge. I don't get that reference. I'm not hip enough.
No, that's what it is. It's why Ram. It's Rachel.
I gotcha. Ooh. Wall juggle. That's great. Tension falls for Giovanna. Big counter hit.
Oh. Yeah, no burst to defend this. He has a YRC coming through. Oh, dash up.
Oh!
Yeah, barrier.
Gets it.
Oh, good. Round start 6P. Round start 6P's been working out a lot right now.
Pine, I just want to emphasize, I'm just giving you shit right now. Don't worry about it. Melanator, that's Flowerman's thing, is like, they are like, I don't know if I'm good at this game, and then they just like destroy everybody. And not like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not in a conceited way. I think they do believe that. It's just that
Yeah,
they are unfortunately proven wrong a whole lot.
Oh, throws back at him after. Oh, like a super. He might be able to RC this? Nah.
Well, you can't burst the overdrive.
Okay, burst out. There's a last touch situation.
Did
Two get.
RC to keep the whiff safe?
Oh no, this is such a tough situation for CD Lamb right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, gets caught in the pressure trap. I think that's it for Flower Man. I think that's 3-2. Is it?
Was it? I thought it was 2-2.
It might be 2-2.
No! Oh man.
Yeah, it's 3-2 right there.
Damn. This is what I get
Yeah,
for
so
talking
Flower Man's
about
gonna take it.
ram feet and cum orbs. Ah, god damn it. Anyway, so now that means so I believe that means that what am I looking for?
We're gonna be playing Kiefer versus Flower Man.
Yeah, Flowerman has a chance to come through losers and God, I shouldn't have used that word. Rise up through losers. Take the whole thing. But before then, one last thing, one last push. We do have a match room for tonight. If anyone here within the range of my voice has not yet used their code, please type exclamation point Matcherino in chat. Thank you, thank you, Melanator. Click on the link. Click on claim code. It'll be at 61 for the whole pot, which is actually very impressive for our first night back in a couple months. Thank you again for everyone who, you know, whether you used the code or if you retweeted the link or anything. There you go. See, Final Fantasy 14 players got to stick together. We get stuff done doing this. But no, you know, if you came here and watched or if you played, use the code. We really do appreciate it. It's very much appreciated. Oh, yo, you back?
Hello, I have returned.
Hey.
No.
Hello.
Well,
That's
hey,
beautiful.
you're gonna get you'll get some money for your trouble. So
Hey, I won't complain. That's not bad.
Oh.
That felt, that was very close. I'm very upset though I wasn't able to interrupt their mix at the end. I knew when I got my corn in the back there, when they burst, it was like, all right, they're gonna do one more mix. You have to be right once, but then you win the match, and I just wasn't. I was not right enough times, unfortunately.
I hope this is the ideal setup. I'm just gonna ruin Johnny Worm's like excellent work by just putting a shitty JPEG over it. Anyway, all right. Well, we are all good to go. So we have Kiefer in. So we have two former Milia mains switching to arguably a better character, and now they're in grand finals. What should we make of that?
I mean, you know, I would put that in words that these are two extremely strong players that have hit characters that will reward that. And I think that's what we're going to see here is a lot of strong play from characters that are very strong in this version.
Yo, did Eno get buffed? I don't know that.
Eno got super buff.
Oh shit.
The main thing was her movement got a lot better. Her backdash goes like way further now, especially in the air. And her Oki is a little bit more consistent. Like before you had to do a lot of like weird stuff to kind of get like meaties and stuff. Now it's like, okay, you have to do this and you get it at the time or something. I'm doing a terrible job explaining it, but
another really strong thing that did get changed for as Kiefer's taking this first round is a lot of characters, they used to have a button, like one button that would shut down both dive and stroke in neutral. A lot of characters had those buttons nerfed to the point where you can't do that anymore. A lot of characters would fall out specifically if Ina's going to dive or if she's going to stroke.
Lion,
example,
hold that thought for a second. Whose theme is playing right now?
I can't hear it.
It's Milia's theme.
It is in fact Milia's theme.
It's a requiem for Milia mains. Anyway, please continue. I'm sorry.
No worries. So as an example, Giovanni.
Oh my god.
That is big. Yeah, Kiefer's gonna kill him.
Did that stroke go under the burst?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's
Yo.
just a call out.
Fuck this guy. I would rather play at Ram every day of the week than, you know.
I hate fighting Eno so
That's
much.
fair.
He's
To be fair, I play like a garbage eating character though.
Are you still on Anji?
Yeah, I still play on her. I might play Budkin. I don't know, I hear she's a gorilla.
She's definitely better than Anji.
It's Gorilla Gear. So.
Yeah.
No,
I'm waiting for that man, dude. Come on.
I want
Asuka?
Yeah.
Yeah, Asuka would be sick.
if he's like a cool non-gun based zoner, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Just give him like, what's that character's name? Gil Super from Street Fighter. I'm down.
oh, from Third Strike specifically, where he just covers the screen?
No, from 5. Where he does like the wings come out. That'd be sick.
Oh, you just want the... I thought you meant like, you want to just cover the screen and fireballs that one-shot you.
Nah.
It'd be fair. They'd find a way to make it work. No, they should make it like... They should make a super like that, the Mushroom Girl from Kianta.
I was gonna say her name too, yeah.
Yeah, where like rocks fall, and if the gold one hits you, it's an instant death, and both players have to avoid it. Resurrection. Yeah, thank you, Reggie. Hugs, don't fight with flowers, you know. Kiefer's fighting a flower man. You want to fight like full like flowers that can't defend themselves. It's fucked up.
She's so strong with the poke too. She goes into the 5K with the stand S.
Lime, I appreciate you coming back to do play-by-play, because at the moment you left and Yango joined, we just fell apart and started talking about nonsense. If the chat was anything to go by.
Well, I mean, look, I'm not unfortunately, there's a whole heck of a lot to get into. I think Keith would have to download Flower Man. Like, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Put the mic a little closer to your face. It started.
Oh, apologies.
No. You're doing good work. I want people to hear the work that you're doing. No, very seriously.
So, yeah, like I think this is a case of Kiefer definitely, I think, has gotten the download on Flower Man's Ramathal tendencies here. Especially, I think that first set being so close, I think he made sure that he was going to punish a lot of stuff that he maybe missed the first time around. And I think that is kind of what's bearing out here is Flower Man hasn't had, what it looks like anyways, Flower Man hasn't had time to think about the Kiefer matchup because I think most of their losers run has been pretty tight. So it's a lot of mental energy having to be exhausted every single one of those games. Whereas Kiefer, even though there's a potential he might come in cold to these matches, has had that time to think about what he missed, the mistakes he made, and like the adjustment then, right? You're seeing potentially, Flower Man is struggling to keep up with Kiefer like they did in the first set.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, to a certain extent, Kiefer could also just say, well, it wasn't like I avoided Flower Man on the way to Grand Finals. I beat them to make it here. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, and again, it's just all that extra little data, right? Like, you have to keep in mind, like, when folks are playing at these higher levels, like, those little bits make such a big difference, right? Like, I think, nice, good call out on the stroke.
No thoughts. Wake up super.
But I think for both these players, like, I don't know if I would necessarily, like, want to rate them in any sort of strength, but today, like, his play is on point, and, like, our Flower Man has had to fight. Like, that's exhausting. It can be tough. And when Kiefer is so much more fresh and is, again, clearly hasn't lost a step, like, he's going to run this mix all day. He's just going to go right. Like, it's consistent. It's constant. And, like, Flower Man just can't find an answer that sticks long enough to gain some ground back.
Yeah.
And here we are now on potentially last hit.
It's funny to think that we actually were a game away from Flower Man winning 3-0 in their first match. And now it's like completely been turned around. And as you say, Kiefer has maintained the momentum even after the wait.
Like, and I think that's it. Like, was that 3? Was that 2? Yeah, that was 3.
Wow.
That's how quick. Like, but you see what I mean, right? Like, that is when, like, Flower Man and I think I would have been, if I had made Grand Finals, I think it would have been a similar situation of, you're already, like, mentally down because you lost to this person once in bracket. And you've just had to, like, scrap your way through loser's bracket. Like, loser's bracket wasn't easy. And when loser's bracket isn't easy, the moment you have to fight a player that is at that higher level, like, it's just so much harder of a fight because they are going to have a fresher brain. Like, they're going to be able to just focus in on the matchup and go. And you're still coming down from that last second, right? Yeah, I think to some degree that's what happened here. But good stuff to Kiefer. Super dominant performance tonight.
Yeah, no. Comes back to defend their title. They've won previous. Shouts to Flower Man too. They don't always join when they do. They always like make a mess of the bracket and got second place here tonight. So I'm gonna post this in the Discord. But obviously, if Kiefer, Flower Man, and Ulime have not joined the match yet, please do that. We're gonna try and get you all paid by later tonight, if not immediately after.
Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you so much for having me on commentary today, guys. It was a fun tournament. I know me and Kiefer both have talked about this, but we really, there is something very, like, local about this tournament that we really appreciate. So it's really nice to see that it's coming back. So yeah.
Hey, one of the big things was even now, and I'm doing massive air quotes here, even now as it seems like things might be calming down with COVID, we still don't know if things are going to end soon. But also I think it's important to, like, in this new age of rollback, to, like, make the most of it and try and keep online locals going. So, gang, I see you, Lime. No, we're happy to do it. Like I said, we do this because we like doing it, and it's really heartening to, like I said earlier, that we come back after a few months break and we have, like, double-digit people signing up, and the match pops off too. So. Hey, if you all are enjoying it, we're gonna make sure you all are having a good time too. So
yeah, absolutely. And then before we head out for tonight, I have a few things I kind of want to say.
Oh shit!
first one is definitely gonna be guys. So we're doing a new thing. It's called I'm gonna probably call it random. Oh, who's this?
Oh shit.
Oh, what's up, Kiefer?
How's it going?
Hello.
Do you have anything
Yeah.
to say for yourself for that disgusting? No, I'm kidding. Actually, like, great job tonight. It was fun to watch your Eno.
Yeah, thanks. I've been playing quite a lot over the last month, so
Nice.
happy
Nice.
with that.
But so we got a new tournament coming up. That's gonna be called Random Select probably, or something. If someone has a better name, let me know. But Random Select, just gonna be a random tournament. We don't know what we're gonna run, but if you have a suggestion, let us know. We'll run it, or we'll see who's interested in like going for a tournament like that.
We might.
So we might do Cough this month, or
Yeah, just because it
something.
feels like the big momentum of everyone picking the game up. Obviously,
Yeah.
that game comes out in 10 days. If you haven't bought it yet, we don't want to tell people like, hey, drop $60 on a game.
Yeah.
So if not this month, like we'll probably do
Next
it
month.
very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about that soon. Otherwise, the next one will be, I guess, Street Fighter on the 17th. So if you want,
on the 17th.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to get in a tournament before probably a balance patch drops in March, now's the time to do it.
And then also, this is a side note, and I think for a lot of people, especially like America, because I don't know how borders are working right now. But Combo Breaker, because I know we talked about Frosties, Combo Breaker registration on the 14th, so don't forget. Because I'm gonna be there. I bet Overall's gonna be there.
Yango doesn't know how borders work. It's fine.
I don't know how borders work. It's true.
Plus, CEO with NFTs.
Yeah, CEO with the
Nice one.
NFTs.
I'm not gonna 100% defend that decision to make a joke about it, because I feel like even joking about it is you do damage when you do that. It's like characters that use their own health bar. It's like Avatar Belial and Ron Blue. It's like you take damage to do that kind of maneuver. Though Jabali made the point on his stream afterwards that he took the hit because he wanted to let companies that work with CEO know that like the target audience really doesn't like NFTs. So that was a good way of showing it.
If you needed to prove it some way to just astroturf it, I don't know if that's the right term for it, maybe not astroturf it, then yeah, that was, I guess, not a bad way to go about it. Like, haha,
yeah.
it's just a joke, guys. By the way, anybody who's working with us, like, please never do
don't.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that that's the intent of it, but it was like, I don't know,
God damn it, Keto.
Bailey runs, but like, Bailey's kind of like a cringe. To speak the Zoomer tongue, he kind of a cringe boomer. Like,
Like I said, I understand where he came from. I wouldn't have done it, but I get it. There's been too many people disappointing us lately with this, who might be associated with a certain celebrity talent agency that is suddenly very interested in that stuff. So
Truthfully, you could. There's so many. I'm like, I don't even know which one you're talking about. Like,
yeah, exactly. But like, I don't know. Like, I
like,
think
was it
if you
Troy Baker? Is that the one? There's like a billion of them.
let's not linger on this too much, because there's never going to be a closed distance NFT. If you don't like that,
What?
Bye.
Okay.
Do we want to raid anybody in particular? If do we have like a member of the community that is streaming right now? Otherwise, I was going to maybe send you all to like Purple Sharpie or something like that.
I will always shill Days. If Days is streaming, I will always shill.
Are they streaming?
Back with him. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. The only person on the list I recognize is Hotashi. So
No, they don't need the help. All right. Is that okay, Keto, Yango? Do you all have someone you'd rather send people to?
Could do
I would say,
but he's playing Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's the only thing is like Online Local and Swolair are playing Street Fighter. So.
I'll do it anyways. Help the boy.
That's the boy.
But yeah.
Yeah, he's buying a house. Help him out, dude.
Oh really? Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Swolair?
Yeah.
All right, shit. Okay.
He's got a house. He's moving in soonish, I think.
Oh, actually, Memo Carp is streaming Zard, or not Zard, Strive. He's from Alberta though, so.
Type in the ping me on the Discord with their Twitch.
It is.
It's Overhaul.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I hope
That's
it is.
awesome.
Jesus. Oh, Mimble-Carp. Okay. All right. We'll send you all to Mimble-Carp. Again, everyone, thank you again for... Oh, I get to do this now. Thank you again for watching tonight and using codes. We're going to try and get top 3 paid out as soon as we can. Our next event... So we have this weird schedule where every week we're going to alternate games in the day that we play them on. So this week was Strive on Monday. So there will not be Strive on Monday next week, but on Thursday we'll have Street Fighter V, and then the week after that, like we'll ping everybody at the roll so you all know in advance. But the week after that will be Strive on Monday again. This way, us the TOs, like we have free Mondays to do stuff. There's a local around here I want to attend, but also just like that way we're not always stressing out about like Monday we have to commit to this event. This way we hope that the quality of the events will maintain, whatever quality you deem us to have. And also we can maybe I can maybe put more money into the pots, or people they can space them out as much too.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a lot of online tournaments. In fact, even on Thursdays there's a lot of tournaments. So we're gonna try and make this all work. We're gonna see how it goes, and we hope you all support us along the way, just as we can try and support you. So, any last thoughts, Keto, as you span the Canadian? No. All right. We'll see you all next week for Street Fighter 5, or in 2 weeks for Guilty Gear. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Take
Bye,
care,
guys.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye. There we go. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thanks for running the tournament, you guys.
No, thank you for playing, and feel free to join us some other time for commentary if you like. If you have aspirations of applying for commentary at a big event and you want to use any of the footage from tonight, feel free. So
Based. That is, I don't know if I want to do that, but I like the idea of having the option. So that's very good. Thank you very much.
no, that's actually something that having to run 4 brackets at Frosty's made it very hard for me to stress about my own bracket, even though I didn't do as well as I would have liked. It was I was too busy, and also events like Frosty's and Combo Breaker pay you to run brackets, so I'll just put that out there.
Hey, you know what? I think all of the Chicago majors are really good about treating the people that work and volunteer their time very well, and I don't think they are necessarily always perfect events, but I think of the majors I've been to,
That's a lie. They're actually perfect.
They are the
Shut
only
your
ones I
mouth.
want to keep going to. I went to the last Frosties before COVID hit, and it's just been FOMO ever since, because it's
Yeah.
it was a lot.
Frosty's 2020 was like Combo Breaker light. It was on the cusp. I'm sorry, Keto. Go ahead.
Liam, who did Frakel Snart play?
May.
Nay, yeah.
May?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Did those 3 join the match arena? By those 3, you're one of them.
I think I joined. Anyways, I'm gonna bounce, but thank you again very much, you guys. Have a good night.
No,
Take
anytime.
care.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Why is Marvin Pie in here?
Here.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's Flower Man.
That's Flower Man. Yeah.
I was like, yo, why the fuck is Marvin Pie in this?
No, that's why we're talking about Flower Man and Marvin playing Ramlethal really fits for them. Okay, I actually need to bounce for a dumb Final Fantasy 14 thing, but no, I think everything went well. The one thing was, I was actually gonna wait and see where you had set up your the player names and stuff to copy it, but I just never have. Everything else was set up, so everything works really well as well.
Yeah,
so
I'll get that to you.
All right, and then I'll see you all 10 days from now. That feels kind of nice. I actually get a little more free time. I feel selfish saying that, but it is a little true. It's oh, okay.
Or it's damn, I don't get to see y'all for a minute. Nice. I get to just walk away.
Well, it's nice to be able to do that stuff without it hanging over you on Mondays. Plus, also, I really did want to go to one of the new locals, because especially after going to Frosty's and oh yeah, offline fighting games are sick.
Through 4th? We're just playing out through 3rd, right?
It's 10% for 3rd, 30% for 2nd, 60% for 1st.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm definitely not paying out 4th place. The hell?
No, I think our last time we did this, someone we broke $100, so we paid out 4th as well.
Oh, okay.
That's my guess.
Oh, I did have a question about Combo Breaker, but I guess I can wait until.
No, go ahead and ask it.
You had mentioned booking a room.
I'm definitely going to book a room. I think the Frosty Faustines crew I was with, they definitely wanted to like re-up for Combo Breaker, but I wanted to give you all like the right of first refusal, especially if no one else is able to get a room. Like CEO sold out in 20 minutes. Like I asked off for the 15th just to make sure I can get a room. So
I'm going to work home. I'm going to work from home on that day. Isn't it the 14th?
No, it's the 15th.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I thought that was a... God damn it.
Tell them you're gonna tell them you need the time off. Tell them you have to see a friend in another state in Jersey.
Damn it. It is 15th. Nah, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to work from home that day. I'll just do it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go take care of that stuff, and I'll see y'all later.
See ya.
Let me know if there's any issues with payout occurring.
There's not. They're paid out right now. As soon as I find the button. Pay out. Boom. Oh wait, I have to wait. Kiefer, Marvin, CD Lime. Boom. Alright, now they're paid out.
Yay.
Alright. I'm O2. I'm gonna play League of Legends and get my daily in.
Sorry to hear that.
All right, you all take care. Peace.
Yep, see ya.
See.
A house near the
Hello.
TBT company house that has 3 of them.
Hey Garmer, hey Mavis.
Hey.
How did your fight night go? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it actually went really well. There were, of course, a few foibles because we hadn't done this in like 2 months, but it went pretty well. So let me get out of Guilty Gear really quick and hop in the game.
Nice.
What's the queue like if anyone's tried to hop in?
I don't think there is one.
Where should I meet you, Vert?
Small one.
You can go to social menu and port to my house.
Let's see.
If you go to social menu, go to friends, and then right click on my name, you can go directly to my house. Take that group invite in just a second and finish this craft.
Which state do you want me to go to?
Private estate.
Hey, you were really quiet, Mavis. What'd you say?
Oh, sorry. I was saying I want a house, hopefully with Ishgard.
Yeah, it should be easy to snag one during Ishgard.
Same here. My hope as well.
Do you know if, like, they're doing the random lottery, like, right at launch?
So some of the wards are going to be lottery, and some of the wards are going to be first come, first serve. But I think the majority of them are going to be lottery. And then for any of the housing plots that are given up, like people relocate out of the 3 existing wards into Ishgard, those are all going to be lottery when they come up for purchase. Alright, so strength tinctures for you.
Thanks for that info.
No worries.
Hey, Constance. Good evening.